Okay guys, well, I'm recording this after we done the video. I didn't record nothing because I didn't think, I thought we were going to catch them, but I didn't think I was going to catch one of that magnitude, we'll say. But the water is super high everywhere else, so we went to a lake. I know the name of it, but I ain't going to tell you the name of it, because I think it's got a whole bunch of fish in it. It's a public reservoir. Don't fish there very much. We need to though, but I think it was just a fluke. But okay, well, here comes the fish.
You need to do it.
Trying to get everything in my pocket. I'm going in. Let's see how big he is. I think it's huge.
Well, hurry up and get it in.
Oh my God.
It's pretty big.
This fish is probably 30, 40 pound catfish.
No, it ain't that big.
20. Oh my God. Mama,
It's pregnant.
that's the biggest catfish I ever seen. Go get Daddy.
Zoe, you can go get Daddy.
Daddy, don't eat part of this catfish.
Zoe wouldn't have been able to reel it in. Well, pretty good sized catfish. My PR, but that's a blue. No, if he ain't a blue, he's a. Oh no, he's definitely 10. Ooh, that's son of a gun.
Did it get you?
Huh? Yeah. I threw my phone, I threw everything out of my pocket. Ooh.
That's a pretty good sized fish.
No, no, he's 20 pounds. He ain't 20,
Is
he's
that
10.
he or she?
Hey, this is the catfish we caught earlier. Pretty good sized catfish. He's gonna skin it, even though his fingers messed up, but he doesn't need that one. Yeah, well.
How much does it weigh, Dama?
Hey, he says,
30 pounds?
and whenever I hooked it, he about snapped the rod. I thought he was like 30, but no, 10, 11, 12, something like that. Pretty good size. Definitely not 12, but
It might be. You might get 12 out of it. All right, you two. We're going to do this without a pocket knife, without cutting the skin. These fish have got a little bone right here behind their fin. If you reach and grab that bone, twist and pull down, you don't have to cut them. Yeah, he'll cooperate.
you ain't doing very good. Okay, there you go.
That way you don't have to cut them. If you cut them, a lot of times you pull their head off. Makes them harder to skin when you cut them with a knife.
It is, I know. This one we might get some belly meat out of. Cause it's a pretty good sized blue. Don't look like he wants to be skinned though.
No, he don't want to turn loose of it, does he? He likes his tuxedo pretty well.
Yeah, he sure does.
I don't blame him. I like my tuxedo too.
Yeah, that's the biggest blue, the biggest catfish I ever caught, so I mean. Third in the row. Mama ain't gonna listen up to this. She'll get over it though. You need to throw it at her.
Throw it on the cameraman.
Throw it on the camera. Woman. Or whatever she wants to be called.
All right, see there? You two. Easy way to skin a catfish.
You ain't making it
You
seem
switch
too easy.
around to the other side and do the same thing.
We usually don't nail him to a board, but this one, he's pretty good size, and his fingers messed up, so it makes it's easier to skin the smaller ones whenever
All right,
it's
now,
by hand, but
if you take this fin right here, some people don't break it off, I always do. Break her off with your fish skinners. That way, you can get this last little piece of the fillet right here. without having skin on it. All right, when that's all said and done, you take your fish, flip him around. They have a little triangle, a little tie right here. Goes along with their tuxedo. You pull that bad boy up.
That thing's more pregnant.
Another thing you can go ahead and do, since you already got him up here, this dorsal fin right here, or anal fin's what they call it, not dorsal. Grab it and pull it off too. Oh, sugar. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna open that.
I'm not opening it.
Pull it. Just pull on it.
My fingers ain't too good right now either. That catfish messed me up.
You want to kind of cut him right up and under his tie.
We'll call it. He bought this fillet knife without telling me the other day.
Oh, this sucker's got a big old stomach. Here you go, Don. I'm gonna cut it across right there.
Where?
Right there. Yep.
So he's gonna get age restricted.
All right, now take him, cut him across the back there.
You trying to cut his head off or
Yeah,
something?
cut his head off. I broke his neck. He'd always cut off pretty easy. Yeah.
Pretty good catfish head right there.
Oh, now, let me see your knife. You take your knife and you run it up through right there.
Yeah, that thing's got a whole bunch of belly meat.
He does got some belly meat on him. Doesn't he?
Yeah. If you don't know, we're talking about the belly meats, that stuff under the belly. Usually on the smaller catfish, it ain't edible, but they're not edible. It ain't big enough to get anything from. But on this sucker,
All right,
It is.
Don, you gut him.
so there ain't much more to gut besides this. Is it a bluegill?
Y'all check out what this sucker was eating.
There's a whole fish in there?
Oh.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
That's a shad, I think. Yep, 2 shad.
Oh my gosh.
Daddy, seems like
Pick that up.
seems like that's what we need to be using, Daddy.
Oh,
Oh, that's a big old shad, I think.
2 of them. Huh. You never know what you find in their belly.
Yeah, well, these blue cats, that's what I told you they be eating. I'm surprised they ate stink bait.
Do I? Oh yeah, they don't usually eat that stink bait. I can't believe there's 2 shads in his belly. I knew it felt big whenever I cut him
Yeah,
open.
hey, that's what added some weight there, Daddy.
He bit that off of somebody's hook because his head was missing.
Hey, well, he didn't bite it off mine. He did. You gonna flay the rest of them?
That dock bait got him, didn't it?
Yeah. Here, I got the guts covered
Pull
up.
that fin off there with them skinners.
Dirt, that doesn't even hurt it. These fins, this one here.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I mean, the dang thing won't grab it. I can't grab him.
Hold the fish. Give me the skinner.
There you go.
And you got 2 fins left right here. You can grab them, just like this right here too. Pull them out. You ain't gotta use a knife. It takes too much time. They pull out fairly easy with minimal meat loss.
You done skinning? Hey, I'll mess
How
up.
would you fish up let them see it?
That's the bear fillet. Well, you can tell he's got a whole lot of belly meat under there. That's pretty edible right there. Now this catfish tail. Huh? Big old catfish tail. That's good. It's got a whole bunch of blood on it, but be okay. Daddy come over here and finish his fillet.
All right.
We're gonna finish it up there. But yeah, that's what it looks like this. We're gonna show y'all how to actually fillet them. I've seen videos of people filleting them up there, but we fillet them a little bit different way. Okay. We're about to go up there, and we're gonna show you, and we're gonna cook it after we show you how to fillet it too. Okay. Hey, well now we're filleting the catfish.
I like the way you said that. Alright. You two. Easiest and most efficient way of doing this, I've always found, is you start down here by the tail and you cut in a little bit and you go down until you feel the backbone. And then you gotta be careful not to tilt your knife up or down.
Yeah, I
or
did
you'll
that
get
for
yep, and you'll get a bunch of ribs in it and choke everybody to death.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy about that.
And you just wanna kinda go down that backbone. Just right above it or right on it. And remember, don't tilt.
Yeah.
Fish bones get stuck in your throat. Then you'll stop on that bottom when you hit the ribs. When you feel it hit the ribs, you stop, and then you go on up here as far as you can. And then you come down like this. Sorry, my hand ain't cooperating. Usually do a better job of it. But my hand is messed up and I can't really do like I normally do.
I'd feel that too.
Yeah, you end up with a nice fillet. All right.
That sucker's full of blood. So we're gonna have to soak it overnight. We'll probably cook it tomorrow.
And you want to split him right down the middle right there. And try to do it without scratching your mother's cabinets.
And then she'll complain. She likes to do that a lot. She gave me the crazy face whenever I said that, so. So I wish my dad would do some work, you know. I'm doing so much this for life. I have to teach
Then you
him
want to cut it into a little bit smaller pieces.
Yeah, because them super long fillets ain't gonna do
And
good.
take them forever to cook.
Yeah.
All right, now on these bigger ones, you got some red meat right here on top. That tastes like mud. So you want to get rid of as much of that as possible. You'll take and just kind of fillet it off the same way you filleted the fillet.
Filleting the fillet.
Yep, fillet the fillet. Sounds oxymoronic, but see how much red meat come off of there? And you just shave a little bit of that off right under.
Well, we're gonna get the belly meat, and then we ain't gonna show you on the other side because you do the same thing. Now the other side is you gotta get used to filleting it because I do real good on this side, but on the other side I jack it all up because I can't switch around with it. So get that tip off. Move off. All right. My wife. Don't be looking at me. The fish is down there. I think I should reduce the pay of my camera woman. From 0 cents to her paying me. More.
All right, I see. I did that one more like right. Come up with a pretty piece of fish.
But see, catfish like this don't taste as good as the small ones, but so if you're trying to catch them to eat, catch a small one. But I wasn't trying to catch one. Well, I was trying to catch one this big, but wasn't expecting to, we'll say.
Alright, now the belly meat he was talking about, you can feel down the side of these ribs. You can see where I cut a little bit of that fillet out of it and it got into the belly meat, but that's okay. You can feel along these ribs right here, and you got this nice little piece of meat that don't got no fat on it. Don't got no.
Oh, got no.
You just kind of the same way as before, you feel for them bones. And then you don't press down on the knife. You just kind of let the knife go where it wants, and you won't get the bones.
It ain't that hard to cut them fillets. Not on this one, though. Got 3.
Then you want to kind of pull this stuff off. Some people even skin this inside right here. We're too lazy for all that.
We're too lazy for it, then he goes and does it.
Yeah. Well, it's better if you do it. Sometimes you can't do it.
On them super small fillets.
Yeah, well, sometimes he holds on to this tuxedo better than others.
Sounds like he's holding on to the table there.
He was a little bit.
That might have been you, dude.
I ain't for it.
I think the catfish did it.
We're all still alive.
No, Mama sure didn't fart too. That thing stank. Might have been Zoe. She looked at me like whenever I said that. So. See, yeah. Tail. You just grab a knife and cut the bone. About 2 inches above where the tail's at. That's the best part of the catfish. I'm gonna eat that. Okay, you can cut it now, Mom.
What's up, you Tizzo? No. There you go. What you got going on here, Dom?
We're putting this catfish, that big old catfish I caught, so big. We're putting it in this this Frank's Red Hot and whatever this fish fry stuff is called, and then we're gonna fry it, and then I'm gonna eat it, and it's gonna be pretty good, hopefully.
All right. Now, how do we go about frying it, Mama?
You put it in the
Well,
grease.
we'll dip it and put it in the grease. Show us how you do it.
Well, I gotta grab one of the fillets that's not. Some of them, so then you put it in there, okay? Then you put it in the Red Hot, and you can double dip it. I don't know how they want to do it, if they want to double dip it or not. Okay. Or put it twice in the Franks, but I think he just wants to
No,
put
you just
twice
put it
in.
once in the front.
And then you go put it in the thing, but it's kind of. Yeah, we gotta do some more of them. That's how you do it.
What's it, Mama?
Well, I mean, that's how you do them. We'll show you what they taste like. Some of them too. Just see which one, see what they taste like.
We have the parsley. Parsley, if you like French. Personally, I like parsley. We have, what does that say? Cajun. Clover Valley. This is the cheap stuff. Don't use this. This is what we got. And garlic butter. Garlic, we can't go wrong with garlic butter. Now, for the coup de grace, we're gonna put real butter on it. Because you can't go wrong with real butter if you got it. Unlike us poor people.
We can't afford butter.
Yeah, this is the imitation butter.
What's that? You
It's
that you won't believe it's butter or whatever or something.
it's there ain't no way that's butter.
Is that
Not even close.
Real low.
Yeah. I really wish you would have missed. Just little bear comes up and eats it. So that's all this catfish. This is the baked fish that he got cooked out there on the grill. I think he said it's gonna be good. So we're about to find out. That's really good, actually. With the olive oil. Now we're gonna try one of these, the fried ones. They're pretty good too. I don't know. They ain't as bad as I thought they'd be for being that big of a fish at all.
That ain't too bad.
They're pretty good. I think it might be the blue cat instead of the channel cat. I don't think he's got as much, I don't know, mud or something. A lot less like, some way to explain it. Gamey tasting, I guess. This is the catfish tail. That's good. Okay, well. We're about to go to the Bible verse. And since today's Easter, I'll show y'all in a minute, but I'm gonna finish eating this fish. It's pretty good. Okay guys, well today we're talking about Easter. Easter was, there we go. This video won't be posted. Well, yeah, it probably won't be posted tomorrow. But yeah. So if you don't know what Easter was, Easter is the day that Jesus conquered death. So yeah, about to tell you about I read the story about it, not the story, but John 22. Whenever he came back, not whenever he was. Yes, whenever he came back. I should have read y'all the rest of it, but whenever they were catching him, trying to kill him, but got a really good recommendation for y'all. Really good show to watch that does this in way more in depth than, say, most pastors can. The Bible, that's what they based it off of. So I mean, it can't be more depth than that. Probably about the same. The Chosen, really good show. I don't know if they had an Easter special. I didn't check. Not an Easter special. Explain it what they probably do though. You'd have to go find out, but it's a really good show either way. It usually costs money, but people donate so you can watch it. So people probably donate thousands of dollars to that, but so if you pay from the page for that, thank you. Cause I'll watch it. But here now we're going to talk about the resurrection. So we're going to start out John 20. Not John 21, John 20, then 1. Early on Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. She ran and found Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved. She said that they have taken Lord's body out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him. Peter and the other disciple started out for the tomb. There you go. So I'm kind of
not very smart up there. They were both running. The other disciple outran Peter, so he's pretty quick, and reached the tomb first. He stood and looked and saw linen wrappings lying there, but he didn't go in. Simon and Peter arrived also went inside. He noticed that linen wrappings laying there, while the cloth that had covered Jesus' head was folded up there and lying apart from other wrappings. The disciple who had reached tomb first also went in. He saw and believed, for until then he hadn't understood the scripture said Jesus must rise from the dead. Then they went home. No, don't know what they're saying there. Well, basically, they were going to look at where they buried him, whatever. They weren't planning on going in, but whenever they went there, is the stuff you wrap dead people in back then. They call it like linen or something. I don't know. I think it was linen, what they said that was called. But you wrap it around your body and stuff. You have to ask Google or something what it's supposed to do, but I think it's supposed to preserve them or something. I don't know. I know that it's wrapped in a minute. Well, they were lying there all neat and stuff. So, and it definitely wasn't a grave robber because, if they were to rob it, they wouldn't, they'd probably tear it all up. It wouldn't be folded all neatly. So, yeah. He definitely rose. Jesus rose from the dead and he's coming back. So if you got any unfinished business, you better get it finished. That's why we need to go tell people about him before it's too late. He might not come today, he might not come tomorrow, he might not come for another 50 years, but he's coming eventually. We don't know when that day is going to be, but we know it's soon. So, make sure you know him. Make sure you're straight with him. So, got a good little bit. I want to talk about. Okay, so I'm just going to read all of John 20 for y'all. Now, I'm not a very good reader. Even though I make 4s and 5s on my reading state tests. Still can't read. Didn't read all that yet. Mary was standing outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she stooped and looked in. She saw 2 white-robed angels, one sitting at the head and the other at the foot, a place where the body of Jesus had been lying. "Dear woman, why are you crying?" And the angels asked her. "Because they have taken my Lord away," she cried, "and I don't know where they put him." She turned to leave and saw someone standing there. It was Jesus, but she didn't recognize him. "Dear woman, why are you crying?" Jesus asked her, "Who are you looking for?" She thought he was the gardener. "Sir," she said, "if you have taken him, please tell me where you put him, and I'll go get him." "Mary," Jesus said. She turned to him and cried out, Rabboni, which is Hebrew teacher. Sorry, I can't pronounce words. "Don't cling to me," Jesus said. "I haven't yet ascended to the Father. Go find my brothers and tell them I am ascending to the Father, to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene found the disciples and told them, "I have seen the Lord." And then she gave them this message. Sorry, I get a little bit of head cold. Okay, well, she was looking for him, or trying to find where he was at, and then she thought he was the gardener, and she was crying real bad. It was a pretty good cry, we'll say. No, pretty heavy one. and she couldn't. She probably, I don't know. Well, she was crying a lot, and she thought Jesus was the gardener. She was asking him where he had put her, if he had put her in, where he had put him, if he put him anywhere, and then Jesus told her that it was him, and she's pretty happy, as you could tell. The explanation point. And then he told her, I haven't ascended to the Father yet. Ooh. So, don't cling to me. So, probably like, don't hug him and get off on him. Well, I'm going to read y'all. He appears to all the disciples, and I'm going to read y'all where he appears to Thomas and purpose of the book. Okay, I'll read you that one too, I guess. Okay. The Sunday evening, the disciples were meeting behind locked doors because they were afraid of the Jewish leaders. Suddenly, Jesus was standing there among them. Peace be with you, he said. As he spoke, he showed them the wounds in his hand and his side. They were filled with joy to see the Lord. They saw the Lord. Again, peace be with you. As the Father sent me, so I am sending you. Then he breathed on them and said, receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive anyone's sins, they are forgiven. If you do not forgive them, they are not forgiven. Ooh. So what he's done there is he's appeared to his disciples and proving that's really him, and that, well, they know that that he was on the cross, but proving that he was actually there, showing him all the wounds in his hands. That hurt. That catfish hurt when it bit me, but I couldn't. Ooh, and that would hurt. See, my daddy cut his finger the other day, but that is not like about cut off. A lot of y'all probably seen our mama's Facebook post, and he went about cut it straight off. So, and that does not even compare to how bad they beat Jesus. I cannot remember how many times they hit him with a whip with like glass and rocks and all kind of stuff in there. But it was one short of supposed to be able to kill somebody, or supposed to kill any man apparently. And they hit him one short of dying because they wanted him to suffer. I mean, that's pretty brutal. The Romans, sir. They ain't nice people. I think it was Romans. Yeah, it was Romans. Okay, well, I'm going to read y'all Jesus wrote a prayers to Thomas. One of the 12 disciples, Thomas, nicknamed the twin, was not with the others. When Jesus came, they told him, we have seen the Lord. But he replied, I don't believe you unless I see the nail wounds in his hands, put my fingers into them, and place my hand into the wound on his side, in his side. 8 days later, the disciples were together again, and this time Thomas was with them. The doors were locked, but suddenly, as before, Jesus standing among them. Peace be with you, he said. And then he said to Thomas, put your finger here and look at my hands. Put your hand to the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer. Believe. My Lord, my God, Thomas explained. Then Jesus told him, you believe because you have seen. Blessed are those who believe without seeing me. So, he didn't believe him. And then Jesus was like, well, you better believe me. So then, came back and showed him the wounds in his hands. Put your finger, he had him put his hand in the wounds on his side and put his fingers through. Just imagine how big of a wound it's got to be. Put your fingers through in your hand. And your side, put your arm through, hand through. It's a big old wound. Just think about that. The disciples saw Jesus. This is the purpose of the book. I don't know why it's on here, but I'm going to read it. purpose of the book, the disciples saw Jesus to do many other miraculous signs in addition to the ones recorded in this book, but these are also written so that you may continue to believe that Jesus is the Messiah, Son of God, and believing in him, you will have faith to live by his power of his name. So, well, I think what they're saying is that we talked about this in a youth group the other day. Whenever Mr. Michael in there talking about well, we dabbled in a little bit. That Jesus did a whole lot more miracles than they just said right here in the book. They just said a few of them, because he probably did thousands on thousands of thousands, probably 4,000 or 5,000 miracles in his life. And he wasn't really that old, so he did a whole bunch of miracles. And I think them are probably the more impressive ones they should. No, he probably did. Them are just, I don't know, they just want to show them cases, I guess. I don't know why they just put them in there, but probably go ask your pastor or somebody. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you don't know Jesus, you need to come in. You need to come in. You need to get to know him, because you might not have too much longer. Who knows? You might have a long time, but hey, better safe than sorry. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. Now that we're done with that, well, let me think what I was going to tell y'all. I was going to tell y'all, oh yeah, that catfish. I'm wanting to get a GoPro, and I'm probably going to put it on a tripod, or and get a chest mount so I can record while I'm fishing, or put it down or something. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. That's my daddy and my brother. They can't be quiet. Okay, bye.